remember like the last financial quarter where they fired a bunch of Bungie employees?
Unfortunately.
And I'm pretty sure they also did that the quarter before as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank goodness they just released an expansion that did really well and was the 5th highest growing like profit revenue.
Of course, good for them.
For the past bunch of months.
Good for them.
You know, beat Roblox. It beat Roblox.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, dude. That's a lot of revenue.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, what if they just fired 220 employees?
Now, I would say that makes very little sense.
Yeah.
Is what I would say.
Yeah.
If that were to happen, but there's no way that would happen, right? Right, Howard. They did something successful so that they wouldn't lay off 200 employees, right? That's how that works.
So the news is they laid off 200 employees. You know, because that makes sense.
Yeah.
And apparently, so the CEO did this. You know, this is a hard time for video games. This is a hard time. And we're trying to refocus our studio. Again, this is another not Sony approved firing, just like the last one. Sony didn't like that when they laid off a bunch of employees. They literally didn't know until it happened. I'm gonna guess this is another one because the CEO's like, yeah, we gave them an exit package, blah blah blah. We can't have them, so there's only about 150 employees remaining left. And we're trying to refocus.
There's how many?
850.
If they keep going at this rate, Bungie's not going to exist, man.
Yeah, and also the CEO wants to make sure that there's quality as they have 3 franchises going at the same time. Yeah, he also wants to shove like another 200 employees, get them out of Bungie, and give them to Sony so that they have a Bungie team working on a 3rd IP. So they will have Destiny, they will have Marathon, and a 3rd IP. And they keep firing people. You will not be able to maintain quality if you fire people.
No.
Especially since Destiny 2 is a live service game in which you need people constantly working on it.
And wasn't this most recent expansion supposed to be like the last expansion too?
Yes. Okay. And now they're running out of people to QA test it. There was a Destiny spin-off game that they were supposed to start, but then the CEO went, nah, let's not make a spin-off game. Nah, everything's too expensive. And we're getting like all these stories. I've seen staffers basically go, oh, Destiny, they're saying people are getting fired at Bungie. That's trending on Twitter. Let me check my email. And they were fired. And they weren't told.
Cool.
There are some employees and this is all just failure on upper management. I know that there's some people who are, I know there's a story going around that the CEO spent like $2 million on exotic cars, which I don't really care. But like, I did see a better story, who is a first-hand account from an employee that said they were talking on the elevator about working and not being able to afford food that week.
Oh, lovely.
And the CEO, and that was the week before this happened, and the CEO was just kind of in the elevator too, going like, you know?
Yikes.
So he knew this was going to happen for a while. So, yeah, they want to integrate 155 roles, 12% of its staff over to Sony Entertainment. They want to have 2 big titles with Destiny 2 and Marathon, and they're working on a 3rd. Why? Why? What is going on? You can't just keep firing everyone and expecting the same level of quality in things. Like,
people are going to be spread too thin, is what's going to happen.
And you'll just get bad video. In fact,
you'll continue to lose money.
We've already seen this in certain things already. We didn't report on this, but there was a fighting game, them fighting herds. It was a, you know, anthro fighting game where you played as like, you know, furry, you know, like ponies and stuff, or like, you know, goats, stuff like that. And it was at EVO.
Was this the one that started as a My Little Pony fan game?
Yes.
Okay, I do remember this.
And it was at EVO in 2020.
Okay.
A big studio picked it up. A big studio acquired
I didn't realize they were still like working on that.
Oh, you don't know.
I guess I don't know.
So the big publishing company, Modus, picked it up. Modius picked up the studio for them fighting herds. They published the game. The game went out EVO in 2020, and I think maybe 2021. I forget. It was one of those years. And it got a season pass. And they made 4 characters, and then the last 2 characters got delayed. And delayed. And delayed. And delayed. And delayed.
Okay.
And then they released. The whole team was fired months before the 2 characters released.
Lovely.
They were not QA tested. They are broken.
Oh no.
They are unfinished.
Oh no.
They are completely busted.
Oh no.
There was no QA testing because they fired the whole entire staff, but they released the product anyway, and it's bad. It's bad. So maybe we should like rethink about just casually fire. Like, why doesn't the CEO just take a pay cut?
Because then he won't make any money and he won't be able to afford his exotic cars.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I'm not trying to keep going to the exotic cars, but I'd like, you know, if he has all the exotic cars, you know, maybe if he can just buy that many cars willy-nilly, maybe he should just take a breather.
But he needs more. He needs more cars.
And the thing is everyone keeps quoting that we're in, you know, oh, these times are hard. These times are hard. You know what times were also hard? When there was a pandemic and a disease killing millions upon millions of people. That's really not true anymore. That's not like a thing. The COVID's not real. Inflation is kind of like, in America, it's fine.
Yeah.
We're getting record profits from like multiple companies this year. What hard times you talking about? What hard times? The video game market's going down because everything's getting canceled because you keep firing everyone. Who's gonna make your games if you keep firing everyone?
Maybe we're just witnessing the end of video games in general. Maybe this show will cease to exist.
Now we'll talk about something cool, like I don't know, what do we got down the street, like pizza? We'll be the pizza show.
Can we keep the DCM with that? So would we still be able to?
Yeah, dice chopped and minced. Food review. There would just be casual food review. Dice chopped and minced.
We already have a food review show.
But this will be more organic. We'll make it like the culinary universe, like the First We Feast have, where we just have different cooking shows, even though it's all produced by the same company.
Cook.
Well, then that'll be a show. It's teaching him how to cook.
All right, I can get behind this.
Exactly. Yeah, we have a backup plan. I don't think these studios do.
I don't think they have any plan.
No!
Their plan seems to be fire everyone and hope it all works out. That's not a plan.
Every AAA game is like, let's make a live service game.
What's that quote from the first Guardians movie? Where they're talking about like, oh yeah, I have a plan. I have the half a plan or whatever. That whole conversation.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like that they're doing.
It's like, I genuinely think that we are just at the point where the people who are putting hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of millions of dollars into these games have not actually played video games. And that is what's kind of ruining everything. Like, how do you say, hey, we have one game out now that we have to support and we're making another. You know, it's a really good idea trying to make a third game and firing everyone.
Yes.
I know I'm being a little reductive in my way of phrasing it, but I don't think there is a smart way of spinning this without sounding like a complete and buffoon devoid of emotions.
It's okay, you're not being reductive because you're absolutely right in this regard. You're just speaking the truth.
I know zero about game development, but I really do think this ain't it, Chief.
No.
At all.
No, not even close.
It's just completely, and this they were gonna do this before this expansion was even deemed a viable success. Because, hold on, the final shape. Okay, all right. It came out June 4th. Okay, it's been out for the final shape. It's been out
almost 2 months now.
2 months. They were thinking about this for 2 months. It was the final shape. Okay. Concludes before the start of the next saga. They're making more to Destiny 2 and you fired... Wait. I'm sorry, I'm out of the loop on Destiny. Are they actually making more? It says right here before the start of the next saga.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
The first major song in Destiny 2. Wait.
Either they're making more or maybe they're doing a Destiny 3.
You're making a Destiny 3 and you fired 200 employees and are going to give another 150 to Sony on another game? You are...
Oh, this is going to go so well. This is going to go so well, guys. You're going to make so much money off of this and not at all lose anything. Why would you ever lose money on an idea like this?
You're all idiots. Bungie is being run by buffoons. I don't understand. I don't... You're making more?
Delightful.
I got no more to say. I'm actually flabbergasted.
This episode has been a roller coaster of emotions, I think. We've had some good. We've had some bad. We've had some confusing things. If anything.
Okay, good. Goodbye, everyone.
Paul McCartney worked on Destiny.
You mean like, oh.
What?
Yeah, wait, what?
Wait.
Sorry, no, we got it. Goodbye. End of the episode. Bye-bye.
Yeah. So long.